welcome to GilbHub TV. Today I am talking about criticism. If you work in a creative profession, whether you're freelance or you're working for someone else or for a company, you are inevitably going to come across criticism of your work. It's just a natural part of the process. Now, sometimes that can hurt a little bit, particularly if you're new and maybe you have some insecurities about what you're doing. Sometimes when you get criticism, it can feel a bit like, ooh, that stings. But you need to be able to handle it. It's an important part of the process, and the more you do it, the easier it will become. But if you are new to this video is going to help you to handle criticism like a trooper. So if you're getting some criticism from a client for your designs or your writing or whatever it is that you've submitted, the first thing to remember is that it isn't personal. In fact, it's actually probably more personal to them than it is to you. And the reason for that is that if you're producing something for them, for their company, for their brand, that ultimately that's going to be something that represents them. And yes, it will represent you as well through your own portfolio, but what they're thinking from their perspective is that this is personal to them. So they're going to want to get it right. And that's only fair because they're probably paying you for it. And if you think about anything else that you'd spend money on, when you spend your money on something, you want it to be right. And so it's okay for them to be asking you for changes or criticising, so long as it's done in a professional, polite, nice way. Now I want to tell you a little story. I got these tap shoes for Christmas, or rather I didn't get these ones. I got ones that were very, very small, and they weren't the right size for me. And they were fairly expensive. They were a gift, and they had to go back. Now that's a really simple explanation of where a product just simply doesn't fit the use. The shoe literally did not fit my foot. I could not get my foot into it. So I had to return it and get ones that did fit. It's exactly the same process with the creative process. If you've submitted a piece of writing or a website or a design or whatever it is that you do to the client and they've come back to you and said, this isn't really right, this isn't really what we were looking for, that's not a criticism. That's not saying you're bad at it. It's just saying it didn't fit, right? And it's no use to them if it didn't fit. Just like I could not tap dance in shoes that were this big. They can't use that for their brand because it doesn't fit. So what you have to do is focus on making it fit. Don't worry about whether you did something wrong or not. Just focus on getting the product right and making it fit with what they need. So if you've got to the point where you've got some feedback and you've got some criticism, the key is to handle the situation proactively. Find out why it didn't fit, what was wrong with it, and then make it fit. So if they've got some feedback, if they've got some criticism, then they probably know now, even if they didn't at the start, what it is they were looking for, because what you gave them wasn't it, right? So if they're saying this is wrong, say, okay, what was it you were looking for? And work together to try and really solidify and really clarify what it is that you need to do to make the product fit the need. And then you can go forward from there and you can give them something that really does work. And that is really all there is to it. It's trying not to get too emotionally caught up in it and just to think about making sure that the product meets the need. And just speaking from personal experience, I have worked with some clients where the first draft hasn't been quite right, and we've worked together in the way I've just described, and we've fitted it and we've made it work perfectly, and the end result has been fantastic because it really helped them to clarify in their mind what it was that they wanted throughout the creative process. And then they've come back and I've worked with them time and time again. So it really isn't a bad thing if someone isn't quite happy the first time around, because actually it can help to create a better product at the end, and quite often you'll get repeat business from those people because they enjoyed the process of working with you. So those are my tips on handling criticism like a trooper, and honestly the more you do it, the easier it will get. So I hope you found this video useful. If you'd like any more videos or tips, just leave me a message below. You can also go to my website www.gilbhub.com, or you can connect with me on Twitter, and I'd love to hear from you. Any requests, just let me know and I'll try and make a video about it. Thanks for watching.